So the process of writing for The Outlaw, for me, was obviously standing on the shoulder of giants here when it comes to songwriting with Mark and Cliff. I've never really dabbled with different tunings and stuff like that, so I threw some ideas out towards Cliff of songs that I had written in the past that I thought maybe potentially could go towards like a Creek song or whatever. But if we come back, he would think it would sound a lot more like Johnny McConnell or Walking the Crows, my former band. So he's like, try different tuning. But anybody who knows guitar or working on guitar knows that once you start retuning the strings, it's a totally different beast. You're having to play different chords and figure out where the different chords are along the neck. So I had dropped the E's to D's, so a double drop D. So trying to figure out normal guitar playing, it just didn't sound right at all. And I knew I wanted this kind of country, like southern country outlaw-y kind of sound anyway. So I started playing around as best I could with some chords. Until eventually I was playing around. And really hearing that double drop D really brought out a kind of a story in my mind anyway. I just got this almost like a storyboard or a movie going in my head of this outlaw that had been living away, stacked away with his wife or whatever in a wee shack, trying to get away from that kind of life. And eventually his past comes to haunt him again. They end up killing his wife, and then he goes on the revenge, trying to get his revenge on his wife, in other words. So that's when the lyrics started coming in. So it was more like, dig up my saddles from the grave. The outlaw in me wants to ride again. No badge of law can hold me down. My horse breathes right through the fire, man. And then I kind of got stuck. I'm like, where the hell did I go from here? So I started playing further down the neck, figuring out different chords. Okay, that kind of sounds decent enough. So it's the next part in my head. So putting all that together, I end up writing this, what sounded a lot different whenever I did it compared to the way we finished it off with Evil Creek. Because I had a more of a dig up my saddles from the grave. The outlaw in me wants to ride again. No badge of law can hold me down. My horse breathes right through the fire, man. But then bring that in for Evil Creek. Once Mark got a hold of it, holy crap, he took it into another stratosphere with his vocals. And I was trying to tell him, like, oh, but it goes like this sort of thing. And it was the stupidest thing I could ever do, because I think the way he pulls it off and puts his own mark on it, haha, pun intended, Mark puts his own mark on it, that it made the song what it is today. And the way he did his vocal was just something he did in the studio. We'd already recorded the way that I was singing it there a second ago, but then he wasn't happy with what he was doing. He just didn't feel right, and he went back into the studio, himself and Cliff, And then they sent me a version of it later on. They're like, he's kind of, hope you kind of like this. And I was blown away. I was like, yeah, that's it. So what Mark did was dig up my saddles from the grave. The outlaw in me wants to ride again. No badge of law can hold me down. My horse just breezed right through the fireman. And so on and so forth. So that's where the Outlaw ended up coming from. It was an idea that I'd put together with lyrics and had that storyboard in my head. But then Evil Creek, when we all come together, made it what it is today. Alrighty, I hope that brings in a wee bit of focus for you, and keep sharing our music as best as you can. Thank you so much.